The slave trade developed out of the need for labour in the Americas to grow sugar, and it developed into what was known as the triangular trade, and ships from places like Liverpool went out to the coast of West Africa taking goods which were then traded on the coast for enslaved Africans.
The picture we're looking at here shows Liverpool at the beginning of the slave trade in 1725. Already we have the first dock built in 1715, and we have the customs house in 1722. The warehouses that were built here stored the tropical goods that were brought over in the ships. These were the ships that had travelled on the transatlantic route.
The Middle Passage took about 6 to 8 weeks under normal circumstances. One of the voyages that we know about was in a ship called the Zong, which was a Liverpool ship which left Liverpool in 1780. And the captain had a problem on board, that he had a number of his enslaved Africans who were very sick and they were dying, and he knew that the more slaves who died, the less the profit was going to be for his owners and for himself. So that he thought, well, if they die from other causes, then I can claim insurance. So that he told the rest of the crew that they were running short of water and suggested that they throw some of the Africans overboard. And over 3 days they threw overboard 130 Africans. And then when the ship got back to England, they claimed insurance on those enslaved Africans, and that led to a court case. But the insurers lost. I think the case of the Zong was very unusual, but I don't think that should stop us really remembering that the Middle Passage was a very brutal and difficult experience for enslaved Africans.
Leg irons like these were used to stop any African slaves from moving around. As you can see, that would be hammered into there by a blacksmith once the foot had been put through. These were absolutely necessary in places like the Middle Passage, where you had slaves who were struggling to be free, which they were at all times. I think we tend to forget that, that these people were fighting every step of the way.
We know of many cases where some of the Africans preferred to jump overboard to commit suicide rather than stay on board the vessel. We also now know that there was an attempted insurrection, attempted revolt by the Africans on about 1 in 10 voyages.